welcome to the summer series Asana class number 5. We've been working on interoception. Last time we worked on breath in the upper body during lunge. This time we're going to work on the arms and shoulders very specifically so that you have opportunities like you did in the lying down dolphin pose that we introduced early on. So I'm going to have you begin with some breath awareness, and let's begin. So we're in position. You've pulled with your feet to angle your pelvis. Your ribs are tucked. Neck is long. Take a long, gentle inhale that makes you a little taller. And on exhale, soften anywhere you hold tension. Bring your attention to the breath moving through your nose. No special breath, just feel it. Feel the cool air going in. Feel the warm air leaving. With your next exhale, notice one nostril is cooler than the other. Shift your focus to your throat. Feel the air going through your throat as you breathe. Cool on inhale. Warm on exhale. And then the chest. You won't be able to feel the temperatures in the chest unless you're in a really cold place, which is not a great place to practice yoga. But you can feel the expansion. Feel how your chest moves with breath. Belly. Feel how belly moves with breath. And the last spot is that little triangle between the bottom of your breastbone and your navel. You can lay your hand across here to feel the diaphragm. Go down on inhale, up on exhale. If you can feel it without your hand, that's interoception. Pretty cool. So whichever way you need to do it, respect that and watch your diaphragm go up and down. And then watch your body breathe, meaning feel what's moving when as you breathe from nose to tailbone, from tailbone to nose. All of the torso participates in breath. So follow that path. And if your eyes were closed for that practice, you can bring them back open again. That's our simple breath awareness practice. You can use that anytime you need to just sort of soothe and smooth out. Give that a go. So let's begin by making sure that our arms and upper back and neck are pretty happy. We're going to let our arms come down. Remember, not hunched and not military posture. Somewhere halfway in between. And halfway in between is where my ribs are tucked. I don't think that's a coincidence. So exhale here. Turn your palms forward. Slowly inhale up. Gently exhale down. You've done this before. So just a couple at your own pace. Pause the recording. Do as many as you need to really warm up and wake up your shoulders and arms, and then come back for the next part. Okay, let's go wide and make sure our backs are happy. When I go wide, the line of my thigh points to the space, and my knee points to the space between my second and third toe. That's what's safest for the knees. But just give a little check that your thigh points and kneecap points right to that spot between second and third toe. And then make sure your knee and heel are lined up. So we're going to inhale here. And on exhale, stay straight as long as you can without sticking those ribs out. And when you can't go any farther, down you come. Bring your attention to the low belly. And on inhale, feel the low back rise a little bit. And on exhale, soften that low belly so that you're stretching away from the tailbone along the spine. Bring your attention to the upper belly as you inhale. And on exhale, soften down and feel that pull, that stretch go up to your ribs. Bring your attention to chest as you inhale. And on exhale, relax, soften chest muscles. Let your stretch extend up through your neck and into your head. Let your head hang freely. Remember, coming up from a position where the head is lower than the heart, we want to get a big breath on board first. So big inhale here. Big exhale. Then press down with the feet and hands, and up you come on inhale. Take a moment to notice how you feel. So, we're going to bring some awareness to our arms and shoulders, upper back too. I want you to imagine that you're holding something like a grapefruit. Reminds me of the monster hands from Lady Gaga, but imagine that you're holding a grapefruit. Let your arms hang down. And then turn the grapefruit, the ball, whatever, counterclockwise as far as you comfortably can. And then turn it clockwise as far as you comfortably can. Make sense? Can you feel what's going on in your hands, lower arms, upper arms, shoulders and back? So pause and try a few of those on your own. Just get the motion. Just get the motion. And make sure you're moving as gently as possible, because then what is essentially an arm twist will travel all the way up to your upper back, into your shoulders. So try that for a few until your arms and shoulders, upper back, are pretty warm. Okay, did you remember I was going to say notice? I forgot to say it, but you probably remembered. So what did you notice? Where are you feeling the most sensations? Notice that. So we're starting at the bottom, and we're going to use our clock idea again. So we're turning here. Let's put those arms out of sight now that you know what to do. And then from neutral, let's come up to maybe 7:30 and 4:30, 3:30. I'm not good with clocks. Turn here and notice how it's different. It's very different than when they were hanging down. What's talking to you now? Notice. Notice very carefully. You can do this part with me if you want, or you can wait and play it back. I'm sure you picked a way to do it by now. Do you? It'll work. So pause that one. Let's come up to 9 and 3 and counterclockwise. What's going on in that upper back? And then clockwise. Where are you feeling that one, especially at the end? Come back to neutral. Let's go up without hunching up the shoulders. Let's go up to about 10 and 2, let's say. And so rotate, rotate, back and forth. And then you don't want straight arms when you're overhead because that will involve hunching up the shoulders. So just turn up here and notice where you're feeling it. And then you can bring them down all at once. So whichever way, if you were doing it along with me or if you weren't, this is the time to pause and try a couple on your own. And then afterwards, I want you to notice which parts of your arms, shoulders, upper back, were talking to you the most. Your mileage will vary. Notice what happens. Pause and try a few. Okay, so how did that feel? Are you beginning to find some sensations in the arms that maybe you haven't noticed before? I know I did the first time I did some of these practices. And this one comes from a physiologist online. I'll try to remember to put in the comments or on the website where I got the rudimentary bits of that pose. Okay, so I want you to try something different. We haven't done this a lot in our practice. I'm going to come to standing, but I'm not going to move my chair because I want you to see what I'm doing from the front. So to be really clear, I want you to do it with your chair, but I'm not going to use a chair. You'll see why in a moment. So when we did front warrior, we stepped 1 foot forward and we brought the arms up to the front. You had an experience of front arms. So we're going to use this with forward bend, and it looks like this. I'm going to inhale up from the front, and then forward bend and come down with side arms and hang. Then I'm coming back up with side arms all the way up to here and bringing the arms down. Let me do that one more time for you. Inhale here. Exhale down. Touch, release, soften your belly. And then inhale up, all the way up, and exhale down to the front. So try a couple of those on your own and notice how you feel. So what was that like? The arms have gotten a lot of activity in this particular asana. What did that feel like, putting the arms in all different positions? Notice, notice. So we're going to do a different kind of twist that actually is really where what I get out of it is that it really stretches out my shoulder and arm, which I appreciate. So let's go wide. Watch this one carefully because it does involve a twist. Remember, the first place you twist is your navel towards your hip. And that's what I'm going to do. A twist is always an exhale. Always, 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 always an exhale. So I'm going to inhale here, exhale to one side. Inhale here and forward bend. I'm trying to be as long as I can, forward bend onto my thigh. Let your head rest. With the inner arm, reach out. Come back in. Reach out again. Reaching out is inhale. Coming back is exhale. Reaching out is inhale. Coming back is exhale. And then I inhale up. I've got an inhale on board, so I can twist to the other side on exhale. Hands on the thigh. Inhale here, long torso. And exhale, lie on your thigh. Soften. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, come in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, come in. One more. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, come in. Inhale, up. And exhale, twists me or untwists me back to center. So remember, mechanics first and then breath. So I suggest you rewind and try working along with me to get the mechanics. And then you can repeat that as many times as you want, but then maybe you want to do it at your breath pace and try a few on your own. Either way, I want you to notice. So that was pretty different, wasn't it? To reach out with just one arm. Could you feel the lengthening along the side as you were reaching that arm out? That always feels really good to me. So as a counter pose to a seated wide twist, we're going to do a very simple seated forward bend. I find this one's a little more fun if the knees are together, but if you're feeling wobbly, you can take your knees wider. I'll do it that way just so you can see it. So, same position, sits bones, free thighs, knees over heels. Inhale here, and then staying as long as you possibly can, exhale forward until you lie on your thighs and let your head hang. Let your arms hang down. So head is hanging and arms are hanging. I point my tips of my fingers in towards my heels, but you do what's most comfortable for you and your arms. So focus on the low belly and inhale. And on exhale, soften the low back. Focus on upper belly and inhale. And on exhale, soften the mid back. Focus on chest and inhale. And on exhale, release those thoracic spine muscles so that your head can hang even farther. Your neck is long and getting a nice stretch. Remember, head's lower than heart, even in this simple forward bend. So big inhale here. Exhale. Hands on the knees, press down with the feet, and inhale yourself back up. Try a couple of those. Notice, and let me know what happens. Okay, so that concludes Asana practice number 5 for our summer series. Please go on and do Pranayama Summer Series number 5, then Meditation Summer Series number 5. Any questions or comments, let me know on social, on the website, or send me an email. Thank you.